Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to pull out those crucial bits of insight, those surprising details from different sources.
That's right.
And today, well, we're diving into a real-world confidence scheme. We've got this transcript of a conversation, pretty raw stuff between two people.
Two people who got caught up in the exact same scam.
Exactly. And our mission, really, is to sort of map out how this whole thing worked, looking at trust, betrayal, all that.
Yeah, and specifically how it looks from the inside, from the perspective of people who were, actually scammed.
Right.
We'll see that moment where suspicion turns into, well, something shared.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The source kicks off with person A. He's done his homework, tracked down person B. Why?
Well, person B's name popped up, linked to some of the scammed money, so you can imagine the conversation starts off pretty tense, suspicious.
Right.
Person A, though, he seems quite calm. He basically says to person B, look, you might come out with a different story. You might tell me that you've been scammed. Allah knows best.
And that's the moment.
That's the aha moment, yeah. Almost instantly, they realize they're not enemies here. They've both been had by the same person.
Ghazala Din.
Ghazala Din. Suddenly, they're, as they put it, on the same boat. Not fighting each other, but, together against the scammer.
That's quite a pivot. So once they realize they're on the same side, what does person B say? How did he get pulled into this?
Okay, so person B says he met Ghazala back in early 2020.
Right.
And her pitch was all about investments, mainly properties. She gave this example like a house in Needles, supposedly bought for just 15 grand.
A few thousand, yeah.
And promising a return of £3,000 a month.
Wow. That sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, exactly. But here's the key thing, and it's classic con artist stuff. Social proof. Person B says, point blank, I went into it because people vouched for her.
Ah, so it wasn't just her promises, it was other people saying she was legitimate.
Precisely. Trust built on, well, what seemed like community endorsement, and it worked.
It clearly did, because person B didn't just invest his own money, right? He got others involved.
Yeah, this is where it really snowballs. He says he got like 30, 40 people involved himself. He was even making spreadsheets for Ghazala, keeping track of things.
Oh, wow. So he was acting almost like an agent for her, unknowingly.
Pretty much, yeah. Based on that initial trust established through others. But inevitably, the payments stopped. Or rather, they never really started consistently.
And the excuses started rolling in.
You guessed it. The same old story, week after week. Next week, definitely next week. Or just a few more days. Sometimes it was, I'm sick, or my account's blocked.
And both person A and person B recognized this.
Oh, yeah. They both confirmed, same pattern. That repetition is a huge red flag in hindsight,
Definitely. And were there other weird things, like how the money was handled?
Yes, absolutely. Another warning sign. People were told to transfer money not just to Ghazala, but to all sorts of different accounts.
Like whose?
Well, including her son's account, apparently.
Really? Okay, that's unusual.
It is. And a lot of these accounts later got seized, which points towards, trying to hide the money trail, make it harder to follow. Standard practice in these kinds of frauds.
Okay, so the web gets wider. What's the situation with Ghazala now, according to these victims?
Well, the report is she's basically in hiding.
In hiding?
Yeah, there was even a story she was in the hospital, faked an overdose. But the people involved, they just dismissed that as nonsense, just another tactic.
Another delay, another excuse.
Exactly. And, the depth of this, it wasn't just strangers she was targeting. The sources say she scammed members of the family as well.
Her own family.
Yeah, which tells you something about the level of deceit here. It goes right to the core.
Yeah. But the victims, they did find a potential lead, didn't they? Involving her brother.
They did. Her brother, Raza, he's apparently a pharmacist or maybe a dentist. He owns a company.
What's it called?
Z Associates. And it's registered at their mother's address.
Okay. And he says...
He claims he hasn't used this company for 10 years.
But. I sense a but.
Well, yeah. Public records, companies' house records, they tell a different story, they show activity. Accounts filed pretty recently, actually, December 27th.
So not dormant for 10 years then? That raises questions.
Big questions, like, is Ghazala maybe using his company, even if it's supposedly inactive? Could it be a channel for her activities?
A way to look legitimate, perhaps?
Potentially, and what makes it even more, complicated is the brother himself says Ghazala done me over for thousands of pounds years ago, something about an
No,
inheritance.
this isn't new behavior for her, even within the family. It suggests a long pattern.
A very long pattern, yeah. Deep-rooted financial deceit, it seems.
Okay, so stepping back from all these details, what really strikes you about this whole situation, this deep dive?
For me, it's that initial moment of connection between the victims, that shift from suspicion to solidarity, how they started piecing it together, that's powerful.
Yeah, that shared realization, we're on the same boat. It really highlights how finding common ground, even in awful circumstances, can lead to uncovering the truth.
It really does. And it's, a stark reminder, isn't it? Always question things. Get independent verification, especially when money's involved, even if things seem okay on the surface, even if people vouch for someone.
That social proof can be so misleading.
Absolutely. And the collaboration we see here between the victims, that's often the key to breaking these things open.
Yeah, and you think about the real cost, right? It's not just the money, though that's devastating. It's the trust. Within a community, even as we saw within a family, it just shatters it.
Completely.
It really leaves you thinking, how much more of this kind of fraud is out there undetected just because the victims haven't found each other yet, haven't realized they're not alone on that boat?